One, I don't know where he is.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
I'm Robin.
I'm Dave.
You're not on the screen right now. And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
Oh my God, that was great.
Well,
And I was almost tardy, by the way, boys.
Wow.
Yeah,
gentlemen, how are we doing?
Y'all should mute me. Great.
Everyone can hear you, but you're not here.
But you should mute me.
Oh, actually, I can't mute you.
Do it.
I can't. I don't know how to. Anyways,
Fine. I'll do it.
I'm good. Zach, I'm good. TJ, how are you?
Always good, man.
All right.
Dude, that threw me off a little bit.
Of course.
And I'm Dave.
That was great, though. I loved it. Well, speaking of
now-
Dave, why don't we just
now when
jump
I
straight
say-
into it?
Robin, who do we have this week? People are gonna be like, well, we already know.
This week we have probably one of my favorite guitar players of all time. He's won the hearts of tens and tens of people with his sarcastic, dry humor. But it's really it's just monster guitar playing, his all-around knowledge of music, and the fact that I am hanging on by my fingernails to stay a better drummer than he is, that really makes me jealous. So, but no, he is truly one of the best in this city, if not the world, in my opinion. And our guest tonight is Mr. Dave Scher.
Woo! What's up, Dave Scher?
Hey everyone! I screwed it all up, didn't I?
It's all good.
Okay.
That's what makes going live fun.
Well, see, I was gonna pump your ego up a little bit when you weren't here.
Right.
But now I can't say anything I was gonna say because I wanted to elaborate on what Robin said. But I think he pretty much took all the words out of my mouth. You know what? I'll do it anyway. Folks, I totally agree with Robin. One of the finest musicians on the planet, monster guitar player, monster piano player, monster singer. What do you not play? You play the bass, right?
I do? Yeah, I play the bass.
He literally plays everything. And what's crazy is he's great at everything. Because a lot of people play everything.
Yeah.
But this guy is great at everything he touches. It's crazy.
Well, the only things I don't play are, stuff with my mouth.
Righteous.
Mhm.
Okay, so no flautist, no flute.
No.
I'm
Clarinet.
not a flowerist. I'm not a flautist.
Better with your fingers and hands than we are with.
What's with the jazz hand selection?
I don't know.
I'm better with my hands and other stuff
Then your mouth.
than my
Yeah.
mouth.
No, I remember when we were co-writing a song, and I turned to Dave and I was like, some violin would be really good on this. And he goes, okay. I was like, oh, do you know somebody? And he was like, no, I'll do it. I'm like, what?
I'm not surprised.
Well, I didn't think it was gonna I had no aspirations of it turning out to be a well-executed violin part.
Oh.
I just thought it'd be the cheapest.
Oh, that's true.
And how did it turn out?
We haven't done it yet.
I don't know. Did we do anything?
No, we haven't done it yet.
No.
we finished the song's
Then
done.
how do you know he's good at violin, Robin?
He doesn't. He does. I've been lying to his face.
I'm
sure.
assuming.
I'm sure it's fantastic. How is a violin tuned?
It's tuned in fifths. It's all power chords. It's pretty righteous.
Huh.
Pretty rock and roll.
There you go.
I like that.
G, D, A, E from low to high. So it's like a mandolin, but not doubled.
Okay.
Huh.
Wow. I
That
didn't know.
explains mandolin in Aerosmith.
You did. Wait. What?
No, that explains why they use it. All power.
Oh yeah, right.
All power chords. Yeah.
Because it's all power chords. Because that's why they do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a violin for you. And if you take away the high E and add a low C, that's a viola. And if you take that whole thing and go an octave lower, that's a cello.
And then if you take that thing and go an octave lower, is it a bass?
No, because bass is,
Tuned like a normal bass.
guitars like
Duh.
fourths.
Yep.
Never mind. I was just trying to sound cool.
No,
wish
you
we-
were trying to. It was a test.
I wish we had the animation. The more you know. Right after that.
Yeah, we need that. We'll get there. We'll someday we'll have someone else doing all of the production stuff, and not me. So
Yeah.
I think you're doing great.
yeah, so far
So do I.
it's okay. We'll see how it keeps
Where's
going.
your blue light, Robin?
I don't have my adapter to plug the blue light in tonight, so it's over at
Where'd it go?
Yeah,
because
where's
I'm
your
so I'm house sitting for my aunt. So I took a whole bunch of stuff over there because I'm house sitting for her for like a month.
So you're like, I'm gonna have an LED light at her house. You thought that was one of the most important things to bring with you.
Yes, obviously. No, it's I just unplug. It's an iPhone charger. It's one of the little brick ones. So I just plug it into that, and so I took it over for my iPhone, and then realized that I left it over there. So yeah,
You sure did, pal.
we sure did. We sure did.
I mean, you could plug it in your computer,
did.
but anyway. Anyway. I'm shutting up
anyways,
now.
moving on. So Dave, you were at a rehearsal before this. What were you rehearsing for?
I just kind of started playing guitar with a songwriter in Austin named Pat Byrne.
Oh, okay. I love Pat.
Yeah, I've known him for a while. He went up to Nashville and did his record, and his record sounds incredible. And so I've been playing with him a lot lately, but it's been like, I set up stage right from him so that I can see his left hand, and I've been learning the songs that way. So now that he's finally shared with me a Dropbox folder with all the tunes, and we're putting something together that's a little more solidified,
There you go.
I'm hearing all these parts that I haven't been playing. So
Oh,
we had a rehearsal for the sake of that.
righteous.
There you go.
But you know what? I think that there is something to be. I enjoy like fastly learning a song roughly, just like be able to get through it, and then fine tune it later. Because when you know the structure, it's easier to fine tune than just learn everything up front. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I like that style that
That's
you did.
been a thing for me for a long time. And I don't know if that's even something y'all want to get into, but I have a whole science behind that.
Well, tell us.
Do
I
tell.
want exactly
do
what I
it.
want to get into.
That's that. I
Well,
mean, the little description for tonight is join us as we dive into the mind of Dave Scher.
Ooh. Well, I'll just unzip and show you what's going on. So basically, okay, so I play music with Robin on I guess we're going back to a weekly basis now, which is very cool.
Yes.
I like the gig we have. It's at a restaurant, and it's kind of backgroundy, but a little bit louder. And Robin is always pushing me to do original material in that gig, in other gigs that I hire him at that are like weddings or corporate events or things where you don't play original music. But he's always pushed me to do it, and I love that about him. I love that's like my music is something anyone wants to hear. But I have not made my living off of that. I don't know a lot of people who have, but I haven't made my living off of my own music. I've made my living off of my skill at playing other people's music. I have a skill of being able to read charts, notation, all that junk. I have a skill of being able to sit down with the recorded parts and do my homework at home and learn the stuff and show up prepared. Another skill I have has been a bit of a crutch. I've used it way too much, and I've gotten a feeling from them of like, you didn't do your homework, but I'm going to call you back. Because I don't make it sound bad. I have a way of learning the tune on the spot. I have a way of being spontaneous with learning a tune, because all I'm doing is searching. I'm like scanning for patterns. If I see something repeat once, I'm like, okay, I know where it repeated, and I'm just going to copy and paste. And when it comes up, I'm going to play it maybe quietly just in case I'm wrong. And if I'm not wrong, I'll play it loud. I've got all these little techniques of how to do it, and it's kind of hindering as far as like being 100% professional, but as you said, Zach, I mean, there is something very cool about hearing material as it's fresh to one of the musicians in the
Sure.
band. You know, and I don't know. I do my homework and stuff, but that's when I'm trying to like power through this crutch that I've been using for years. You know?
I wouldn't even use the word crutch. I'd call it a tool.
Well,
It is a tool.
and I can say from experience, because Dave has played guitar for me in my group, that there are times where it's like, yeah, there's a few songs like the first time we ever played together, I was just like, I immediately, because my gut reaction is very much like, clearly you didn't learn the song, but then I like start listening to what he's playing and I'm like, that's already better than what I had in the song anyway, so fuck it.
I love that. Clearly he didn't learn the song.
But you know it well enough to get through it.
Yeah.
Which is another reason I think you would be a phenomenal Nashville musician. Because, you know, on Broadway, these set lists are hundreds and hundreds of songs. And you have to be – people pay big money to hear their favorite song. And you got to be able to get through it, whether you've ever played it or not. Mm-hmm. And I think that you're really good on your toes for that kind of stuff. When you are going through a song the first time, are you thinking about it from a theory standpoint? Are you thinking, okay, they're probably going to go to a 4 right here, or this is most likely going to be this or whatever? Do you look at it from that point?
When I'm playing a song that I know.
When you're learning it for the first time, like if you're on stage and someone calls a tune you've never played.
Sometimes I'm trying to be predictable if I hear that something is being set up to go to a 4, for example. But really, I'm just looking for patterns. And the only theory-esque bit that I'm using in patterns is the Nashville number system.
Okay. Did you learn that at Berkeley?
No. A lot of stuff I learned at Berkeley, I learned really just in Boston. Okay. Rather than at school. I'm glad that I went. I'm broke because I went, but I did learn stuff. You know, I mean, I learned a lot before I went to Berkeley. I had a lot, you know, kind of shoved into my noggin as far as theory and jazz harmony and stuff like that before going to Berkeley, like when I was taking lessons from a guitar player here in Austin named Glenn Rexach.
Get another one of my favorite guitar players. I was going to ask that. I was like, you were a student of Glenn's, right? So
yeah.
And so you were already a theory buff going to Berkeley.
Yeah. One thing that Berkeley taught me was something that I've essentially never used, and that's like counterpuntal Pube harmony, like classical harmony. Like
I've never even heard that word.
It's all
counterpuntal.
It's all classical music, all of like Bach, Beethoven, all that real deep music theory.
Yeah, the
stuff.
Counterpoint harmony. Initially, it starts off with 2 notes, and you make full chords be recognized and heard from 2 notes, and then eventually it's 4 notes. You know, but and it's just kind of like the Nashville number system. There's just numbers and that's it. Maybe you say flat or sharp. This is like there's numbers that mean different things. I've forgotten a lot of it, but like, you know.
So, have you used any of it, or do you use any of it?
Sort of in mentally, but not really. Not in a labeling sense or writing a chart for myself or someone else. No, I've used it. I've used it when, okay, actually tonight's rehearsal is a good example because one of the tunes does not have background vocals on it, but there's background vocalists in the band, and Pat wanted there to be some background parts. So when there was an idea, whether it was an ooh, and then that's it, then I help out by what the other notes will be based on what the chords are. And I don't look for them. You know, like
You just know what they are.
well, I can figure out what they are without using a neck or a keyboard because there's rules.
Yeah.
And in counterpuntal harmony or even jazz harmony, as free as that kind of style can be, there's rules. My whole thing is I think it's good to learn the rules so that you can break them.
Right on. Would you, if you could go back in time, would you, knowing what you know now about theory, about the music business, yada yada yada, if you could go back in time, would you still go to Berkeley?
I don't know. It was a pretty cool experience, but it was still a lot of money.
Sure.
And I started off with a quarter scholarship, which was monetarily nothing. And I ended up at my last year, I had about a 3/4 scholarship. As I was there, I was trying to apply for more and more within Berkeley.
Wonderful.
And not within like any kind of student loan organization, nothing like that. Just within Berkeley, just music scholarships.
Cool.
And it helped, but even with that help, I mean, it's hard. 40 grand a year for school.
Yeah.
And is it a 2-year college or a 4-year?
It's a 4-year, and I was there for 4 years, but I had a 5-year plan because I dual majored.
What were your 2 majors?
Guitar performance and music therapy.
Oh.
Therapy or theory?
Therapy.
Therapy.
I didn't know that was a degree. Okay.
Yeah, that's
What is music therapy?
Using music, whether it's a performance or just sonically a tool, sonic, to help people in rehabilitation institutions.
Wonderful.
I mean, music it sounds super cheesy, but music is healing.
There's nothing cheesy about that.
I mean, the basics of music theory come down to that kind of like that thing that is so easy to make fun of. Like you see like one of those TV churches it's in a tent, and they're preaching the gospel, and the preacher is yelling at this guy in a wheelchair, and yelling like paralysis, leave this man, and then he
he stands up.
Right, and the whole time the band and Hammond organ and everything is kind of going a similar intensity.
Sure.
I mean,
playing counterpuntal harmonies.
That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Zach,
I just wanted to say counterpuntal.
I have a book for you.
Music theories for dummies. I want counterpuntal for dummies.
If you want to get into counterpoint, read this book, Tonal Harmony. It's
Do they
like
have an audiobook for it?
No. I mean, actually, they may. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. That was my college theory book, and it was also my high school theory book.
I hope Matthew McConaughey has the audiobook for that one.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Because
Dave,
I have trouble getting to sleep at night.
while you were at Berkeley, were there any musicians or people that you've seen gone to also do cool things? Like, do you keep in touch with any of the people you met?
Yeah. You guys heard of a bass player named Mono Neon?
Yes. Doesn't he play a right-handed bass upside down and backwards, left-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wears all like neon green or neon yellow hoodies.
I love him. I don't know who he is. I think he's awesome.
He's
Cool
a super
name,
colorful guy. I went to school with him and I played once with him at a clinic that was being put on by Michelle Indegliocello.
Oh, wow.
And she just spoke. She didn't even play. She was just kind of directing us in front of an audience. And that was cool. And he was the bass player.
Cool.
I've seen him go off and are you saying have I seen like some of my classmates go off and do things?
Sure.
Big
Well, I
things,
mean,
or?
like the last person that I've seen, Charlie Puth is a Berkeley grad, and I mean he's one of the biggest things in music right now.
Really?
Do you know who that is?
Puth?
He's a pop artist.
Okay. Is he out of like L.A.?
I think
I
think he lives in LA now.
Sure, I'd imagine so, but I feel like he was probably there around the time you were there.
No,
Okay.
Charlie is younger than us. Charlie's in his 20s.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he is.
Right after I left, Tori Kelly.
oh
wow.
wow! I
He
did
went to
not know
Berkeley?
she was a Berkeley
Yeah.
cat.
I didn't know her because we weren't there at the same time.
Uh-huh.
I know someone kind of went off. Well, my buddy, his name is Zach.
Yeah.
He's a badass guitar player, and he plays for Britney Spears.
Wow.
I met him. I met him in Vegas,
Yeah, he's in Vegas.
dude.
So you
cool.
met Zach Comtois.
I did meet him in Vegas.
We were
He-
like best friends in the dorm.
What a small world.
I had a weird feeling y'all met.
Crazy.
why.
Well, I was in Vegas for 5 years, and Brittany had a residency there for many years.
Yeah, because you were who were you playing with?
I was doing Rock of Ages and Michael Jackson in Las Vegas,
Okay, cool.
and
Right.
then I would. It's
What
a
years?
couple of tours.
Was that?
14 through 18, 19, something like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, man.
Sorry about my dogs. And
Oh, you're
that.
fine. What kind of dog?
2 pit mixes,
Righteous.
and they're both like 55 pounds. They're not too big. They're real sweet, but when you come over, they can't get enough of you.
Yeah.
So they don't have any manners. They just jump all up on you.
There's
Robin knows.
nothing.
Yes, they're wonderful. Well, I haven't met the second one, but I've met Lola.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the second one we've had for like 3 months or something.
So I love Boston. Did you fall in love with the town while you were out there?
Yeah, parts of it. Yeah, I mean, I really dug the vibe. I didn't like the rent, but
Sure. What's the big theater that that all the Broadway musicals come through in Boston? That's downtown.
was it part of like Emerson College?
No,
Because
it was a standalone theater.
that was downtown, and it was a drama school, so I figured they were right next. And I think they were right next to Was the theater like right in front of a park?
Man, I don't even. I'll know it as soon as I see it.
Yeah, it's been so long, man.
Yeah, I spent the last time I was there. We were opening an Eddie V's in the Prue.
In the Prudential Center.
Yes.
The Wang
Yeah.
Theater, the Botch Center, BOCH. Does that ring a bell?
No,
The Bach Center, or the Wang Theater.
I've heard of the Wang Theater.
Okay.
BOCH or BACH?
BOCH.
Good.
Is it Boch? I don't know. It was a massive theater. It was a lot of fun. We were there for a week stint at the beginning of the Rock of Ages tour.
Okay.
And I fell in love with that town, man.
Oh.
Amazing Italian food.
Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
that was the
Did
first
you,
place that I had had a black and tan. I'd never had one of those before there.
Oh wow.
Is that the beer?
Yeah, so it's where you mix.
The ginger beer and
No, it's.
well, I can't think of it.
I know it's a. I know that the Guinness is one of them. I can't remember the second beer, but yeah, it was really good. So yes,
I
if
had
anybody's watching and knows what a black and tan is made of, please let me know.
Please let us know. Okay, and then finally, Mike's or modern pastry?
As far as Boston?
As far as cannolis.
Oh man. I know cannolis. I haven't dove hard into cannolis.
Wow, dude, what kind of tourist were you when you were there? What's up, buddy?
This is Daisy.
Hi, Daisy.
No one's met Daisy. Robin has not met Daisy.
Nope.
And then I better put her down because then Lola gets real jealous. She doesn't like it when I pet my other dog. Yep.
That's
Both of them, real bitches. No, seriously. Oh, is this a PG show?
No, not at all.
Oh. It's NC 17.
Did you okay? Do you remember a street called Newberry Street?
When I was in Boston, I do not.
Okay, because right off of Newberry Street there was this Italian place that was delicious, and it was underground. You walked into the front entrance, and right at the front entrance was a spiral staircase. Not even a host or hostess. It was just the stairs, and you went down to the basement, and it was like the uneven stone floor.
Oh, that's amazing.
Super cool and just so good. And I did not feel safe there. Yeah, it was real. It was real Mom3.
The place that I went to, they sat us. There was only maybe 10 tables in there, and I went to the bathroom and I walked by the kitchen, and there was like this Italian mom yelling at her son, was obviously the chef, and she was yelling at him, and I'm like, I'm at the right place.
Yeah.
I knew that's where I wanted to be, and it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal.
It's so good. Boston culture is really cool. I really liked my favorite venue to play was actually in Cambridge, called the what's it called? Lizard, something Lizard. The if anyone's watching, help me out. It's because it's been so long. I'm like, yeah, it's my favorite, and I can't think of what it's called. It was super cool. It was another.
Did you gig a lot while you were in school?
Yeah, but nothing's really changed. It's in the cover band scene. It was in the cover band scene. Like, I helped. I co-founded me and a buddy put together a cover band, and that band is still around today.
Cool.
And they make a killing. And
I'm sure.
Is
cool. Boston opening back up?
I don't know. I mean, that band is now in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Like the guy.
What band is it?
They're called Downtown Fever.
Huh.
And they are under the management umbrella of Emerald City. Emerald City is like, they've been around since the 70s. They're a cover band. They played Emmett Smith's wedding. They played the White House probably 7 or 8 times. You know, they probably, I think they start at like $18K for a wedding.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but I know several people who make a lot more money than me just playing covers.
Hey, man.
So it is definitely a career path to think about if you want to be a musician, folks.
Oh, there's a guy here in Austin that Dave and I know, named Greg Williams, and he is all about the cover band stuff.
Oh, is that the guy that has live band karaoke?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, actually, that's the first place that I ever met you, Dave. Was at Speakeasy when he was doing like that vocal that karaoke competition thing.
Yeah.
And you were playing bass, and I thought you were a bass player. And then because several gigs after that, I only ever saw him play bass. And then someone finally goes, "Oh man, if you think he's good at bass, you should see him play guitar." And I was like, "What? He's a guitar player too?"
That was funny. I think David Messier was a judge for that vocal thing. That was a long time ago. That's funny.
That was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, that guy Greg Williams that we mentioned. He's in music only, and you know, he's got a few different properties. He's doing all right.
Yeah,
good for him.
Doing
man.
quite well. There's a way to do it. There's a way to become a rich man or a rich woman in the music business, and depending on what you want to do, you know, depending on how fast you want to get rich. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with the cover band scene. It's just, you know,
it's fun.
It is fun. Sometimes it's hard to get out of it,
mm-hmm.
you know, because it's a good living.
Now, are you still on? Do you still do 6th Street at all?
No, I mean, especially since the pandemic.
Okay, but sorry. Pre-pandemic, was 6th Street still a thing?
I probably, by the time the pandemic hit, I'd probably not been doing 6th Street for like 8 months.
Okay.
or so. And I suppose I could have not done it for a very long time, but it was a hell of a lot better than rehearsing, with
Yeah.
my trio. Instead of getting together to rehearse, we'd just go play Mondays at Friends Bar, and I'd show them a new tune, maybe, but, I'd shout the numbers out.
That's one thing about you that's always impressed me. Is we'll be playing. So Dave and I play at Eddie V's together, and he'll call a song, and Michael, the bass player, will look at him and be like, "I don't know if I know that one." Dave's like, 1, 3, 4, 5. On the third time, it goes to the 6, and Michael just understands that. And then when it gets to the bridge, Dave will be playing and singing, and he'll sing the line and go 3. Sing the line 5. Sing the line and like call the next chord.
It helps when no one's listening.
Yeah.
Like when it's a restaurant gig or something like that. If it's like my own show, I mean, I gotta have a rehearsal.
Yeah.
Or something like that. If I got a bunch of new material or something.
Yeah. I understand that. But it's always kind of cracked me up.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
watching that.
So, I'm gonna change the gears real quick.
Yeah.
Dave, do you realize we met in 2000?
Was it then? I might have been before that. Honestly.
Nope, because I
Yeah.
moved back to Texas in 2000.
You mean like back to Texas? What do you mean?
I didn't live. I grew up in Nashville, so
So
I moved back to Texas. What's that?
how old were you when we met?
10.
I was in middle school doing the rock camp.
10.
Yeah, I thought you were like born and raised
He was,
in Austin. Just
I
because
was born in Austin. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
his parents, they moved to Nashville for 10
Oh, we
years,
moved to Nashville.
and then came back. So
Absolutely.
That's cool. I do remember. That's funny because was I teaching it then or was I going?
No,
to
you were going to it, and then I think like the next year you were an instructor or a mentor or something.
Yeah, I was going to it, and the singer in your group was Sonny.
Yes, because Sonny and Cher. Every time I see Sonny and Cher, I think of y'all.
That's funny.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. I know that she moved to Dallas and she became a mom. She had
Cool.
2 kids, I think.
Didn't
But-
she change her name to like Alex or something?
Well, her birth name was Alex, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
I think she changed her name to Sonny.
Oh, okay.
Like she
Well-
was just being called that when we knew her.
Gotcha.
But I think before she had a kid, she was really interested in audio engineering and was starting to get into it a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in years. And do you keep in touch with Sasha? I remember you did a song with her too.
A little bit. I mean, I ran into her 2020 at the NAMM show.
Okay. Righteous.
Hmm.
Wait, NAMM happened in 2020?
Didn't it? Yeah.
You mean 19?
No, 2020. Because
yeah,
it was
Oh, January.
yeah, it was in
January,
January.
sorry.
Yeah.
So LA NAMM,
I
not
should
Nashville
say-
NAMM.
Winter NAMM.
Yes.
My bad.
L.A. Nam. Yep.
LA NAMM.
I was thinking was it Winter NAMM? Because it was nice out. But yeah, because it was LA.
Because it's Southern California and it never
Cool.
gets over fucking.
How is she doing? What is she up to these days?
I didn't do too much catching up with her because we was just in the hall and just passing
Gotcha.
through. I just said hey and gave her a hug, and she was hanging out with guitar player Pat Mertens.
I remember Pat.
Yeah. Pat's living in LA. I think Sasha is now living in LA. I'm not sure. She was living in New York.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
Is she still singing?
Yeah.
Cool.
She is. Yeah.
Very cool.
Was she?
I just had to.
Was she in a band with Max Frost? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Yes, she was.
Blues
They
Mafia,
were-
right?
Blues Mafia.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's her.
She also sang in a band. There was a bird involved. It had bird in the name or eagle or something.
Oh, T-Bird and the Breaks.
Yes.
Yeah.
They rocked.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they're
They
still a
did.
thing.
I think so. Yeah, I think after she was no longer in the band, I'm pretty sure they were still a band and maybe still are, because I've heard their name within a year, I think.
Cool. Right on. I just remember really enjoying that show.
Yeah, man. Cool reminiscing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll change gears once more. You had an interesting year in 2019 before all of the pandemic went away, and you got to play with one of the greats.
Yeah.
What? And not just let me rephrase that. Not just one of the greats, but three of the greats.
Yeah.
On their different instruments. So first and foremost was Eric Johnson, and on bass he had Roscoe Beck, and on drums he had Tom Breckline, and those two guys in and of their own right are legends in their instruments. So what was jumping into that world and playing in a group like that like? How scared were you?
Was that intimidating?
I thought I was going to be very scared, but I felt like I was in a similar league. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It's the way the guys are. It's the way that I learned the music. This was something that I actually studied and did my homework and, didn't try and be, keeping big ears up on stage. Oh, is it the 4? Yeah, I was right. Yeah. No, I learned the music. And because I had to play guitar, keys, background vocals, percussion. On one tune, I played bass, and Roscoe played lead bass. So I had a lot to cover. Yeah. I had a lot to cover, and so I did my homework. And when we started rehearsing, first of all, I'm like, Breckline and I are like this. We're like inseparable.
Yeah.
We're like both goofballs. And it was really my first time meeting Roscoe, kind of officially. And he just, after the first rehearsal, he kind of, greeted me with open arms. He's a really loving guy, and he gives people a chance. So it was really cool to feel welcomed by Eric's band. And then you have Eric, who, he's just egoless. He really is. He's all about the music. He's all about a good time. And he's all about just like respect. And he's so humble. It's awesome. So when the tour started, I was very shocked at how like at home I felt. I didn't feel nervous or starstruck, and I thought I was going to, but it's really all about making people feel comfortable.
Dude, that is wonderful to hear. I didn't know the other two. Obviously, I know Eric. He's a family friend of ours, and one of the sweetest dudes on the planet.
Yeah.
Very humble. But I think being welcomed by the band, absolutely, that should have taken a huge weight off your shoulders.
Oh yeah, sure did.
So that's wonderful to hear. I saw you guys at the Paramount in Austin.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
I think
was
it was the
great.
Paramount.
I was supposed to go to that, and I got sucked into a gig.
Yeah.
So mad about it.
Dude, Robin, I think I had a ticket for you, dude.
I know, and I got sucked into a gig, and then the guy that hired me for the gig called out sick that morning, and I was like, "You son of a..."
Oh, dude, Robin, I don't want to rub it in, but it was.
Oh yeah.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
I've seen videos.
Obviously, I'm a huge fan of every musician that was up there, but somebody I couldn't take my eyes off that night was Breckline. Tom Breckline, is that his name?
Yeah.
The drummer.
Dude, that guy's a monster.
He's a monster.
Yeah. Like I've never, there's two drummers in my entire life that I can think of who play with such a confident, here's where one is, and like you just never, there's no guessing game. Like this is where it is, this is where the beat is, and they're not changing. And that's Tom Breckline and Pat Mastelotto. Those two guys are just, and all the other drummers, all the other drummers in Austin, Brandon Temple, Scott Lanningham, rest his soul, and Captain Kirk, all of them, you can tell where one is, but it's not the same. Like Breckline puts it like right there, and like here's one, and like
sure.
it's just confidence.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's almost like a rocker, like a rock drummer.
Yeah, I mean, he and Roscoe were the blue line, Robin Ford and the blue line, and so they played loud.
Yeah,
they hit hard and turned it up.
He was just I couldn't take my eyes off him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like his the everything. I don't know. It was.
And he plays with what's his name?
Kenny Loggins.
Been working
Kenny Loggins.
so hard. Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
And that's a loud gig.
Sure.
But I think because he's from Long Island, Tom is,
Mm-hmm.
and I think when he was 19, 20, I think he was 20 he was 20. He got picked up by Chick Corea, and he played with him for, I mean, on and off until Chick died, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty steadily for like a couple decades.
Wow.
And so he is a rock drummer, but he's just got so much language.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, there's a lot of guys there's a lot of jazz drummers I've heard that they are not faking it. Everything they're playing, it's language. It's not licks. They're speaking, and it's beautiful, but they're not rock drummers.
Yeah.
You know, and that's exactly what Tom is.
Well,
he's a high energy.
Every one of you up there was phenomenal that night, and I was beyond blown away with you. Your piano playing was impeccable, and Eric even let you do you soloed a couple of times, and it was awesome.
Yeah, that was okay. So it was a really like comfortable tour, and really fun. The only times that I really felt like was when we would do Eric tunes that had Eric's not solos but just signature, like almost his signature, just almost his signature is that, but he's playing piano
And you're covering the guitar.
and I'm covering the guitar parts, and he's over here, he's playing piano over here, and all of a sudden the guitar part comes on, and every single head in the audience just goes and I didn't feel like they were going like, whoa. I felt like going, who's this? What's happening here? I want to see him.
Now I've got a question for you. Did I have a funny feeling the answer is yes, but I've got to ask you, did Eric did you go over to Eric's studio and did he like show you some of the guitar parts to make sure that they were played like he plays them?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
I figured he would.
You know, we had productive rehearsals as a whole band, but before we started those full band rehearsals, I went over there probably twice, just me and him, and he showed me a lot of the parts that I were to play when he would be playing keys.
Sure.
You know, and that was pretty cool. It was really cool.
Were you close with Eric before getting this gig?
Not close, no, but we both knew each other. He came out to a couple of my trio shows.
I remember seeing him after Oznoy, after that. What was that thing that something squeeze or ozone squeeze or ozone? Whatever.
Ozone squeeze. That's right. Yeah.
Ozone squeeze played, and then you played, and I just remember Eric being there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was there. He was at a. Was he at that one while I was playing, or was he just there sitting in with Oz?
He didn't sit in with Oz. I don't remember.
Oh, he didn't?
No,
Okay,
not that. At least not that year.
Well,
that's right.
Then I've got to ask the question that everyone's wanting to know. I mean, so did this come out of the blue, this tour, or had Eric said, "Hey, I may use you one day"?
It came out of the blue, but it was a suggestion to him by his photographer, and the guy and graphic designer, the guy who's done his album artwork his T-shirt designs, his everything since like Avia Musicom, I think. So 92, 93. They've known each other since the 70s, but he's been working really closely with him since then. His name's Max Crace.
Okay.
And Max is a really brilliant photographer. Max has done album artwork for me. He's done show posters. And Eric did the Jimi Hendrix tour, like a tribute show.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah, those are fun.
Isn't that called like Experience Hendrix?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like him and Chris Layton, I think, and maybe Chris Marsh. I can't remember. Oh, maybe Kyle Brock, I think. And
God, he's a phenomenal bass player.
yeah, he is.
Jeez.
And every now and then there'd be a tour where he could bring Max, his photographer, with him on tour and capture some stuff. And that one he was able to do. So Max went with them. They were real close. They've known each other since I think 72 or something. And Max he's a drummer as well. He used to play drums for Van Wilkes, and so he's saying like, I got this tour coming up, and Eric's saying this. I'm gonna do a lot of classics like from Ave Musicom and Tones and those albums, and I think I need a fourth member. And Max suggested me. He said you should really get with Dave because he knows so many instruments, and he knows your music really well. So that was pretty cool. That I was a fan growing up, and so it was kind of easy to, not easy, but just natural to learn his tunes, and I think
Sure.
Max knew that and made a suggestion.
So did Eric end up calling you?
Yeah, Eric called me. He I think he came to a show first to, I don't know, just see me play.
Sure.
And
Did you know he was in the crowd?
I did. I saw him. I didn't know he was coming, but I saw him walk through the door.
Or did that make you nervous at all, or did you just play like it was a normal night?
I felt pretty good that night, so I kind of like made sure that I was not gonna trip. So I was just like, oh, there he is. Okay, we're good. I'm good. Fine.
Was that
This
at
is fine.
Friends?
This is fine.
What venue was it at?
Saxon.
Saxon. Okay, wonderful.
He's seen me. He's came and sat and watched me play at 121 Bar, but I was playing with Temple Underground.
Oh wow.
That was Brandon Temple's original music group.
That's an interesting group.
It is an interesting group. It's really beautiful music. It's really different music. I mean, I guess depending on your perspective, but he saw me play there and said hi, and then he came to a trio show kind of maybe a year and a half or 2 years later, something like that.
Okay.
So it was kind of gradual, but he also knows me through my dad. My dad had, for the longest time, not anymore, but he had a air conditioning company, and he did work at Eric's studio. He did work at Tommy Taylor's house. He did air conditioning work at the late Joe Priesnitz's house, Eric's manager. So I think my dad started working on Eric's studio in like 98.
Wow.
97, 98, something like that. So he knew me from that as well. So it was kind of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love that. I love hearing the stories of how people, got the gig.
Yeah.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So you're working. You were shooting a music video recently in a fantastically blue suit, and I can't wait to see the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Neither can I.
So do you have? I know you released a live album fairly recently. In the scheme of things, are you releasing another album, like a traditionally recorded album, or are you doing another live album? When are we getting new music? When can I listen to your stuff on my phone?
Like newer stuff. I'm gonna release a 4-song demo. Well, EP. I don't know if that's a real thing. But
I'm doing an EP right now.
I mean, I don't know if 4 songs qualifies as an EP. But
I believe it does. I believe
I think
these pieces.
I thought maybe like some digital distribution folks, certain ones don't qualify that as an EP.
I don't know.
I'm like, geez, who makes the rules? You know?
Yeah.
But I have more songs recorded. They're not like, I just don't think they're done. 4 songs I did over at Robin's house, essentially, just across the parking lot of Robin's house at Same Sky Studios. And
Is that in the church?
Yes. Well,
It
the
is.
old church, yes.
the old
Okay,
church.
cool.
Can't get away from church.
We here affectionately refer to the area as the Bell Tower Estates.
Yep.
'Cause
I've heard that.
We have a massive bell tower.
So I was gonna. So I went in and recorded 2 tunes, and then I sent them off to be mixed, and then I recorded 2 more tunes 2 years later. And I would say I started with the first batch of 2 tunes. I started recording those in probably 2015. These songs that I'm about to release are not new. So,
Well, now the secret's out, folks. Not new music.
not new music. That's a great
Old new music.
one.
There's the name of your EP, not new music.
Not new music. Yeah. It's pretty good. I was going to call it Deuces just because I was recording 2 songs at a time and every 2 years it seemed. So, but I think I'm just because I wasn't sure if 4 songs qualifies as an EP. I think I'm just gonna call it Quarters. Like, step into my quarters, but just Quarters because it's 4 songs and not 5 or more.
I mean, what is the definition of an E EP?
There's some.
It's an extended play is what it stands for, and usually, if I remember correctly from college, what usually you release it in like the 60s and 70s, what you'd do is you'd release a single, which would be a 45. You'd have the A side, which would be the radio single, and you have the B side, which would the B side of the single is usually a song that I think that it's usually a song that doesn't appear on the full blown LP, the long play, the album as we call them, doesn't appear on there, and then so then you release the LP, the long play, and then you release any subsequent singles after that, and then you release an EP, which is like an additional like 4 songs that was recorded during those sessions that you didn't put on the album.
Another EP.
Yeah. So,
There
yeah.
you go, dude. EP,
That's a lot of
4
that's a lot of
songs. You're
rules.
good.
yeah. And that's like
So
that's
I'm
like
on
if you
step
followed the
1.
whole thing.
I'm on step 1 of releasing music.
There you go.
Well,
Right.
We all are.
yeah, but see, we could get into a long conversation about this, but we're in a singles world now.
Yeah.
Everyone's releasing
I
singles.
think we are. Yeah.
Seriously.
But I think what I'll do is release 2 singles and then I'll release the other 2.
There you go. 2 by 2.
I mean, the best thing that I saw last year was there's a band called The Night Game, and what they did was they recorded a whole album, and then they released 1 song 1 month, and the next song they released another, and they did that for 11 months, and then on the 12th month they released the whole album, which had
all those songs on it?
all those songs, then 2 more. So they literally got to ride out all of the they had a single, and so they kept in the eye of the public for 11 months.
Well,
it's a concept. That's what they did.
I don't want to get too heavily into it, but I think that's a good idea for those 11 months.
Yeah.
But 12th month seems like, well, you're releasing 11 songs that everyone's heard.
Well, no, but
And
plus
then
2 more.
Plus 2 more, 2
So
additional
13.
songs. And
Plus
what
2
what they did was they removed all the previous single. They removed them as singles off of like iTunes. So the only way to listen to them was to go listen to that album.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So
Well, that's probably works.
Kind of genius, maybe?
I don't know. I'm curious. I wish like someday I hope to get Martin Johnson, who's the lead singer, and it's his
Now,
group. I'd love to get
Is
him
it
on
the
and
night
ask him.
game like KNIGHT
No.
N-I-G-H-T?
No. N-I-G-H-T.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no metal of armor.
No.
Metal of what? Metal armor.
No,
Sorry.
no metal armor. Great pop rock. Big throwback to the that sound of that 80s pop. It's just good. It's just good stuff. If you're curious to listen to it.
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Are you talking to me?
No, he's talking
Sorry,
to TJ.
Celsius.
Which one? Ah, Celsius.
Healthy energy, allegedly.
Healthy energy. Okay,
Until the lawsuit comes out in like 10 years.
good.
Oh.
Sorry, I just forgot you were there. I hadn't heard from you.
He's been.
So I wanted.
Uh,
So I said something so that I could hear from you.
Lizard Lounge, Boston or Cambridge.
That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
He
I've
waited.
been
He
waiting
waited that
for,
long.
Like 30 minutes. Yep.
Yep.
Also, I had a Sam Adams in at Cheers in
Oh,
Boston. So
oh,
there's
the-
my Boston story.
That's right. So the Bell in Hand Tavern is like the oldest bar in America. Like it was started before we were an actual country. And they have a Sam Adams has a beer that they call the Bell in Hand, and it's only served at that bar. You can't get it bottled. You can only get it at that bar. It's the only Sam Adams I like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bell in hand.
Yeah, Bell in Hand Tavern. You never went there while you lived there?
No, I went to the poorhouse
Okay.
often.
I think the poorhouse is like right around the corner from it.
Probably is.
But yeah, they have like two sections of the bar, and like the original, because it moved at one point, but they took the original bar with them, and so
Wow.
it sits in the back room. So when you walk into the front of it, it's the new bar, and then if you walk to the very back room, it's this old wooden bar that they moved from the original location, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
That's like Don's Depot here in Austin.
yeah.
That's I don't know where it was, but now it's on 5th and what is that, West Lynn?
Wait, Don Depot? Oh, no. That's right. Yeah. I was like, I'd moved?
Yeah, Don's Depot was a train depot, like station, elsewhere, and then they uplifted it and moved it.
Mm-hmm. It's train
You know?
car. It's a bunch of train cars pushed together. It's really weird. Like,
There's a couple of train cars, but the main building is a station,
yeah. Okay.
and just the wall, one of the walls, the wall that they put the train car next to the station, and the wall that is along the train car, they just cut a hole in it, and the train car is the lounge area that you just walk into.
Don's Depot
Pretty
is
cool.
one of those places that when you look at it from the outside, you're like, oh, it's a rather small place. And then you walk in, you're like, it's not small at all.
Yeah, that's a cool place. I played there
I miss going there.
3 nights ago.
Oh, they're open again?
Yeah, they're open again.
Oh, is Chris playing down there yet?
Chris will start playing Mondays.
Chris who? Marsh?
Next
Chris
week,
Gage.
or Chris Gage. Next week or 2 weeks. I
Oh,
can't
I'm
remember.
going. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
going. I miss that.
Great.
I miss that place
It's
so
great.
much. There was this group. It's a group called A Girl Named Tom, and it's two brothers and a sister, and they Chris had them sit in one time, and
Mhm.
these three siblings had the most magical harmonies. Like, they were amazing, and they're out of I
Dude,
think they're out of Ohio.
Family harmonies, you can't beat them. They're
No.
they're in sync, man.
Yeah, it's
Families that harmonize together, you can't beat it.
yeah.
Like
Ridiculous.
Jack
I think
5.
they're in Nashville right now. They played Puckett's, I think is what it called.
Puckett's is one of my favorite places.
They played Puckett's like recently.
Wait, I'm gonna write this down because I take notes.
Yeah.
All right. What's it called?
So the group is called A Girl Named Tom, and they played at Puckett's, but they're
Where they
from-
live?
I think they're out of Ohio somewhere. Ohio. I've been to Ohio. I've been to Ohio a bunch.
Cleveland.
Columbus. No,
Cleveland
you go to
rocks.
Cleveland.
I go to Cleveland. Yeah, Cleveland rocks, dude.
I love Cleveland, Ohio.
Dude, there was
because of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
But there's a place called I think it's called the Flats and they got some really damn good food down there. I had a really good taco in Cleveland, which was really weird to say, as a person from Austin.
Dude, speaking of tacos, on Cinco de Mayo, was that last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, Cinco de Mayo, so Nashville is known for its hot chicken. I had a hot chicken taco. It was phenomenal. I also had a shrimp taco, and it had bacon jam on it. That was pretty great too.
Wow. So the Magnolia Cafe over on Lake Austin that closed is now a Nashville hot chicken place of some sort.
Is it what, Hattie B's?
No, it's not Hattie B's. If it was Hattie B's, I'd be going there a lot more. But no, it's something else. It's so funny to me that Eddie V's in Nashville is right next to Hattie B's. Like,
and it's packed every single day.
Night.
Dude.
Oh my God.
So I have a funny story. It's actually not funny at all. The day I had the Nashville hot chicken taco, I also had so because of TikTok, I had to try. Everyone was talking about the KFC Nashville hot chicken.
Yeah.
So I accidentally went to a KFC and tried it because I saw it and I was like, well, I should see if the hype is as good. It was horrible.
Yeah,
so if you come to Nashville,
Yeah.
do not get your hot chicken from KFC.
Well, there goes KFC being our sponsor.
Yep.
I'm
It's
okay
not
with that.
good.
I'm okay with that, TJ.
What about the mashed potatoes and gravy, though?
Every place has something that's good about it, but
Their Nashville hot chicken is not why I would go.
no.
No. Well, Andrea and I have tried a few different culinary
Delights.
fads
Because of TikTok?
because of TikTok. And usually the ones that turn out great are the ones that are not like, you guys should go to this business, but instead, if you just buy these things and put them together in your home, those turn out good. Like, I actually liked the bell pepper boat with cream cheese and everything bagel seasoning.
It was good?
Yeah, it's good.
Wait, what are you saying?
I hate everything bagel seasoning. Ugh.
You do?
Oh my God, my girlfriend loves
do the
it.
cream cheese?
What?
Can you do the cream cheese?
Oh, cream cheese and the pepper? Absolutely. But
Okay, so just don't put the damn seasoning on it, man. Put some pepper.
Yeah.
Shucks.
What else do you do?
Garlic. Maybe it's the sesame seeds you don't like.
I don't know, but whatever it is, I'm gonna get a text here in a second and be like, "Don't talk bad about everything bagel seasoning." So,
Dude, I will say. Oh, I just sounded like Robin. Robin says I will say.
you know what? I don't need this. I don't need your sarsaparilla right now. Okay.
Okay, listen. I am not a huge fan of everything bagel seasoning either. I got it from Trader Joe's. Sorry, Trader Joe's. It is not the end all be all. I think the 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's is far superior to the everything bagel seasoning. At me in the comments. What up?
No, I bet. What is it? The 21 seasoning?
Do you have a TJ near you?
Yeah, we have a TJ right here.
No, Trader Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We've
Okay,
got
bro.
3 or 4.
Go to Trader Joe's. It's called 21 Seasoning Salute. It will change your life.
All right.
TJ, what
I'm gonna write that
what are
down.
your thoughts on everything bagel seasoning?
What's wrong with everything bagel? They're delicious.
Yep. That's right.
Yes, but have you had the seasoning from Trader Joe's?
I've seen it, but I can imagine it tastes delicious.
It's,
Yeah, because
I
everything
think it's the
bagel.
sesame seed that throws me
I
off.
used to just do like the blueberry bagels back in the day, like the
Oh, the blueberry bagels are delicious.
what was that? What was the brand? I think it was like a New York bagel company or something.
I
Or it was not Brugger's or anything like that, but it was like a one. I can't think of it. I'll think of it. Well,
Robin, do you like everything bagels?
No,
But you
Oh,
you like the seasoning?
no, I hate the seasoning and I don't like it. I can taste it on the bagel. It's the same thing. So
Oh, you don't like.
yeah, I don't like that.
Sorry.
So it's the same thing
First
with
National. I knew there was a one in there.
there you go. Yeah.
Those
it's
are good.
it's the same thing with like mushrooms to me.
I
It
love
doesn't
mushrooms.
matter. I hate mushrooms, and people will like put them in and be like, "Oh, you
Love
can't taste them." Like, no, I can taste it. It's in there.
Dude, have you ever had a mushroom bun? Like a mushroom as a bun for a burger?
No.
Unreal.
Yes.
Whoa.
Portobello.
I had a-
Unbelievable.
I had a mushroom bun on a delicious bean burger, and I'm not a vegetarian. But
I mean,
had
I'll be
bacon.
honest, black bean burgers are good. I've had those, but
Yeah.
I prefer like the, give me some red meat. I know
Yeah,
Zach doesn't like
I
red
do
meat,
too.
but I mean, I'll lunch
But I
on some-
tried it. I just gave it a try, and they were like, "Do you want a bread bun or do you want the portobello, just mushroom bun?" I'm
Oh,
like,
and they kind of
"Geez, I've
cook
never
it, like
tried
grill it a little bit, and it's just
Yeah.
like perfect. You wouldn't even know it's like not a bun. It's unreal
that."
and
Zach,
healthier and
that
tastier.
squeaks, kind of like cheese curds do. That squeaks. You bite into a good mushroom bun.
I would hit a mushroom bun every day of the week. That sounds amazing. I really don't do much bread.
We're not really talking about any kind of food that Robin likes.
I mean, burgers. I love burgers, but not if the buns. It's not bread.
I guarantee you, if we
Not
blindfolded
bread.
you, like, hey, try this burger. You bite into it.
I'd
like,
bite into it and probably.
This is amazing. What kind of bread is this?
I'd probably
It's a mushroom, dude.
spit it.
Ugh.
I'd probably spit it right out because mushrooms have a it's not the taste, it's the texture to me of
No,
mushrooms that I
it's
don't
different,
like.
man. You're thinking of like just the slimy looking mushrooms. Like this is.
Okay, do you like eggplant?
I haven't had enough
Rob-
eggplant to remember. I haven't had an eggplant in a long time.
Okay, do you like what else is kind of like a mushroom? Not many things.
No.
Do you like zucchini?
Yes, if cooked,
Do you
if
like-
cooked,
then-
if
Do you
cooked
like
correctly.
Do you like zoodles?
What are zoodles? Zucchini noodles?
Bro, I got a zoodle story for you. I was on the road with.
I like how this has taken it. This. Why is it that
I do
besides
too.
Jeff's
I like- do
episode
you like
last week,
zoodles?
it's turned into like food talk for a second?
Yeah, it was like,
Well, you brought
"Do
it
you
up,
like
Robin.
zoodles? What are zoodles?
And
Bro,
it's not
I
even
got such
a
good
story.
zoodle
It's more
story.
just a fact. So I had zoodles for the first time at the Noodle Company. Isn't that a famous like
I don't
chain?
know.
Noodles and Co.
Noodles & Co.
Yeah, Noodles and Co. I've heard of that.
And I got the zoodles, and man, I'll tell you what, they were pretty good. But man, I was still hungry when I finished.
Yeah.
They did not fill me up like pasta. So
Zach,
Well-
did you just say? And now I'll tell you what.
Yes, he did. He does that a
He
lot.
did a hard WH.
where do you get off, man?
Where do you?
What?
No.
I said what I said, man.
Yeah, I
I mean,
like that.
I'm
That's
a
great.
big fan of pasta. Like, there's a place around here. You get way too much spaghetti, and it by no means is it the best spaghetti in the world. But I love spaghetti so much, I eat the whole pan. So I don't get it, but that's what the point of zoodles is healthier.
Guys, when this show's over, I'm gonna go make pasta.
Oh, I've
I've
got
got
some waiting for me in the kitchen. Some
I know. I
tortellini.
watched you eat it earlier, and then I gave you a funny look, and you put it down. Yeah,
I might do pasta too. She might do. I know she'll do pasta.
absolutely. I'm gonna put some cheese sauce on it and dice up some bacon and broccoli into it. What up?
Broccoli.
So
Suppose I could order Domino's after this and get the $5.99 deal, like the little
That sounds
fettuccine
good.
Alfredo and.
do they have those new Domino's delivery cars up there with in Minneapolis for you?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't like wait for the Domino's guy and go.
No, you have to like you have to go out and to like get it because it's a self-driving car.
I don't think no.
Okay. Like
Oh.
it's a weird looking like little. It looks like a little spaceship with wheels, and it just like comes along, and it delivers your pizza, and it keeps it.
I feel like this should be a meme. Like, hey, in 2015 we'll have flying cars instead. Like 2021, here we are. Domino's delivered self-driving car.
Yep.
Better go get it.
Okay, so before we wrap this whole wonderful conversation up, Dave, you have an interesting guitar to your left,
Oh yeah. Well,
or is it
Right.
is it to your right?
Yeah.
Oh, you moved it back. Okay.
I did.
What is this guitar? Where did you get it? Does it work?
Does it work?
Does it work?
Is it real? Let me show you. Let me
And
Take
no,
this dog
and
out.
no, folks. Before you ask any questions, your eyes are not playing tricks on you when you see this.
Dang it. I can't really kick the dog out because I'm hardwired with the Ethernet.
Oh, so you have to
Cable.
keep the door open? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of sucks. So I've got this thing. Pretty cool.
It looks like a single cutaway guitar.
Looks like it. Because it is. And And it's a nice sounding instrument, and it feels great. And it's kind of short scale.
How many frets?
and 22.
Okay.
And it's got 2 buckers that are tappable. And that's about it. That's about all that's special about this.
What's the brand called?
No. The brand is Ciari, which I showed this to a friend of mine who's a sound guy in Austin. He's straight up just Italian, and his accent and everything. I said, I think it's Ciari guitars. And he looks at it and he goes, Ciari. Like, really? He goes, yeah, it's a last name. And then I went back to the CEO of this guitar company. And I told him that, and he starts cracking up. He goes, no, it's not. No, Ciari is an acronym. I said, really? He goes, yeah, it's CIARI for cock it and rocket.
I like that.
Yeah, I know.
So
you
how do you pronounce it? Chiari?
You pronounce it like an S, Ciari.
Right on. So go ahead and show the folks. They're
I
dying
feel like
to
this
know.
is a as seen on TV commercial. But wait, there's more.
That's right. There's more. So this thing, all the strings go down there, and then they come around to the back, which is pretty nuts looking. Why? I'll show you. You cock it.
And unrock it. Oh!
Yeah, there we go.
That's nuts, man.
That's just weird.
And all the strings just kind of go in this, the frets have like little grooves so that all the strings, they stay on. Obviously, it's they're loose. So they go around the 10th and 12th frets have little grooves in them so that they just stay in. Isn't that cool?
Oh,
and it's not a lightweight guitar by any means. And then you just put it in this here case, like so.
Looks like a
and
backpack.
it's that big. It's about that much of a carrying.
That's awesome.
Talk about
are you going
talk
to
about a
use this
carry-on.
live?
Yeah, you can actually put this in the seat in front of you on a plane.
That's too cool, man. Do you plan on using it live, or is this more of a fun novelty?
It's kind of a novelty, but I mean, I play it if I have to travel. I play it at like church gigs. I play it on cover stuff. But it's not, I mean, it's all right. It's a little out, but it's
Hey,
pretty
man.
good for.
Takes up a lot less room than a Les Paul.
Sure does.
Yeah.
That's right.
You just got rid of your Les Paul, didn't you?
Me?
Yeah.
I still have it.
Oh, you still have it?
I might want to get rid of it.
What year is it?
Am I out of focus?
Yeah, you.
It's 2001.
What color?
Sunburst. All right.
It's kind of flamey. I should grab it. Shouldn't I grab
Well, you should grab it.
If you want, man. I'm always a sucker for 90s Les Paul customs.
it? Yeah. It's a pretty beautiful one. It really is. 90s? Yeah.
See, sharing is caring.
Arg, 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 arg.
Got excited.
Let's see. Do the whole thing.
Are you gonna sell it on here? All right,
Yeah.
folks, up on the auction block. Well, that's extreme close up.
Whoa!
No idea what you guys are talking about.
It's pretty.
Beautiful.
I think
Do you-
so.
Did you get that from Grandpa?
No,
no.
you got that recently, like.
There's a guitar player that used to live in Austin named Dave Manley, and he was insanely good. But he lives in D.C. now, and we remain friends, and we did a trade via shipping. I had a jazz guitar that he was in love with, and I thought it was a great guitar too. But I'm in Austin. I mean, there's jazz being played here, but I'm not in that scene so much, so I didn't have too much use for that guitar.
Was that that hollow body that you used to bring to Eddie V's?
Yeah, that Eastman.
Yeah. Oh man, that thing was
So
great.
I traded that for this. He had this lying around, and he's like, I never play rock music on my gigs.
Was he a jazz cat?
Yeah, he is. He's pretty badass. I really quite like the way he plays. He's kind of a, what is it? His main guitar, I think, is like for rock stuff, is a Parker Fly.
Okay. I have no
He's
idea.
into that sort of thing.
I have no idea what that is.
It's got the really thin headstock.
Yeah, it's almost like a shark fin looking thing.
You gonna shred for us?
All right. Okay. If two of y'all have your guitars out, let's see who can play the better lick.
Oh, I'm not even. Don't even get me started. No.
Okay, your turn. Wow. I don't know what that was. That was pretty gnarly, though.
Coheed and Cambria.
Sounds like you're got some amp simulation going on, right?
Amp simulation? What are you talking about, man? I got a stack behind me, bro.
Yeah, I bet you do.
No, it's all positive grid stuff.
It's all what?
Positive grid.
Positive Grid. I'm unfamiliar.
Check it out, man. I've been with them for since 18 or 19, and I love their hardware, love their software, and it's super tiny. It's a half space, one space and a half space, and I can throw it in carry on, and it's 300 watts. Sounds killer.
Wow. And it's just got its sound, or is it like a profiler?
It is an amp modeler, so there's no effects. It's just amps.
But it's multiple amps.
Yes, I could have 16 different amps. It's got 16 presets on it. And you can program all of them.
Wow, that's very cool.
You should look into it, man. It's a lot
I've got a
better
Blues
than
Junior here with no mic on it.
There you go. Hey, those sound unbelievable.
Yeah, I think you were playing a Blues Junior at that rock camp where we met.
I could have. You know what? I probably was during rehearsals, and then I think I brought a Fender Super to the actual gig.
Did you? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It was at that club. It's now called the Parish, but it was whatever it was before it was called the Parish.
The Parish.
Yeah. What was the Parish before it was the Parish?
Oh, was it at Babes?
Nope.
No.
It was at the Parish, but it wasn't called the Parish when we were there.
Wow, I thought it was.
It was called something else.
I thought when we were there, it wasn't there. It was at Antone's.
Yeah.
It was at
Speaking of
Antone's
that,
for a few years.
Nice
What's
shirt,
up?
Robin.
Yeah.
What?
Your shirt.
Yeah.
I got to play Antone's twice because of Rock Camp, so I'm very proud of that.
Dude, I remember I did jazz camp one year. I never did rock camp. I did jazz camp, and I remember playing jazz camp, and the first band that came up after us was like they launched right into the rock camp stuff, and this drummer just like crashed the cymbals and started playing like this doo-doo-ga, and the girl came up with a megaphone and just took the mic and was like, "How are y'all doing?" And I was just like, I just literally thought to myself like I made a big mistake. As much as I love jazz, I was like, I made a mistake. I should have been in that camp.
Right. That one looked more fun, huh?
Yeah. I learned a
Dude,
lot.
Rock Camp was awesome, and big shout out to Dave Scher.
Yeah. And
Who is-
I still speak to Seabury on the phone every once in a while, and I told him, hey, I got my first Paul. And he's like, "Oh, cool, we gotta hang out now." I'm like, "Now?"
Dude, I'll tell you what. Talk about a what's it called? Like a silent killer. Like, dude, monster guitar player.
The Mercury.
Huh?
Is that what the parachute place? The Mercury?
Well, yeah,
I did some Googling.
it was the Mercury. I just don't think we did that. I thought we did Antoms.
The final year I played was at the Parish, or maybe it was called Mercury.
Wow. And it was upstairs.
Yep. Because I remember my father, God bless you, sir, love you, Pop. He dragged that 410 Super up those stairs of the Parish.
Wow.
Where were
I'm
you?
learning so much.
Where was I? I was in 5th grade, dude. I couldn't lift that thing.
Could have helped.
It's a combo, bruh.
Could have lifted the other side.
Dude, fathers are like Iron Man. They're indestructible.
Yep.
Cool.
That's right. You were in 5th grade. Man, you were a hell of a player and a chubby little kid. So I saw you later when you're all grown up and you're all grown up. You're 7 feet tall, slim as a rail, and you got white snake hair. And you're like, "I'm Zach Hennig." I'm like, No, you're not. I know Zach Hennig. And he had a much higher voice than you.
Oh, and dude, bless you, but my voice is still high, man. I get yes every time I call a technical support, phone number.
You know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Because subconsciously we all tend to, when we want to be polite, we all tend to raise our voices a little bit.
Oh.
When you want to be polite.
Oh.
So when you're on the phone with people and you're trying to be polite, yeah, you tend to go up here and like talk up here. Yeah. And then when you're not, you lower your voice. I don't know why that is.
But
You don't say.
for those of you watching, yes, I used to be the
Thanks
chubby
for
kid.
sharing that, Robin.
Always.
Cool.
Sorry, Zach. I thought that'd be funny.
No, it's. Oh shit! Shoot! Shucks!
Gosh,
I'm
darn it.
getting a. 1 second. Damn it! Did that interrupt the show?
What? No, the show's fine.
Okay.
What'd you do? Did you spill beer?
No, someone just. No, damn it! Someone's FaceTiming me.
You should.
Hey, dude, I'm actually live on air right now.
Rock on.
Yeah, dude. Can I call you back? Like, you're on the
Rock
podcast
on.
as we speak.
What up, podcast? Later.
Later. Bye.
There's a first for everything. That was the first FaceTime
Yeah,
call.
there you go. Who was that?
What up, podcast?
What up, podcast?
Who was that?
That was Josh Clark.
Oh, hey.
But yes, I did used to be the chubby kid. So
Hey, we
anyway.
all yeah, I found pictures of me when I was like 5 and 6 years old, and I was like, no, that's not me. But I was this little chubby kid for all of like 2 years, and then
Well, before we wrap this up, Dave, can you shred a little bit for us?
Yeah, what do you want to hear?
What? Just make me cry.
Is that clipping?
no,
Like mad?
no,
No, it sounds amazing.
yeah, sounds good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Scher. I don't even want to close out the show with my guitar anymore.
We're
You're a
not
monster,
worthy.
brother.
All right. We're not worthy. We're not...
Oh, my Lord. Dave, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming and hanging with us. For those of you who tuned in, be sure to go and find him. I know you go by Dave Scher online, but is it what's your handle?
Dave, if you like.
Yeah,
Dave-
It's Dave if you like.
Dave, if you like.
On Instagram.
Dave Scher, that's Scher, folks. Be sure to go follow him. If you haven't smashed the subscribe button on our YouTube, please go do that as well.
Yeah.
God bless you. Have an amazing week. Thank you, Dave, for being here. TJ.
Dave, thank you. It was a blast. And I think it's a bold statement, but I think you have the greatest facial hair on this podcast to this date.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think I do too.
I'm
was fun, man.
trying.
Love you all. And for those, boom, 35 boys, 35 different shirts on the
What
podcast.
shirt is that? Move your hair.
Jacqueline Z's in Walt Disney World, or Disney Springs, technically it's called now.
Yeah.
Great little Indiana Jones theme bar. Feel free to sponsor us. Anyways, yeah. Thanks again, Dave.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
all, whoever watched. And like Zach said, smash the subscribe button and share, no pun intended.
Yes, share it. Haha. This is always a pleasure. I love chatting with you, Dave. It's always fun. It's always educational. Mostly. And it's always funny. I can say that. It's always funny. If you all are in Austin and want to catch Dave and I playing, we're playing Eddie V's next Wednesday. I'm playing tomorrow, but I'm nowhere near as entertaining as Dave Scher. And it's
That is, I can totally
We're
vouch for
playing
that.
I can totally vouch for that.
We're
Thanks.
playing like every Wednesday
Starting next
for
week, every Wednesday
a
through
month or so.
yeah. Starting next week, it's every Wednesday through June,
Mhm.
and then we haven't done July calendars yet. So, but yeah. So yes, for those of
This has
you,
been fun.
For-
This has been a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
of course. And for those of you wondering, yes, those are 2 fully automatic Nerf guns in the corner.
For none of you wondering.
Everybody's wondering. I know they're not as visible tonight because the blue light's not there, but they are
That's
there.
okay.
I feel them. So, anyways, yes, go follow Dave. Find him on all the social medias. Go listen to his album, Porch Talk. It's got some great songs on there. He's got a live album with all these new songs that I'm wanting to hear recorded. They're all on his live album, and
Do you not have one?
I have the album.
Okay, because I said
It's the
I'll get
only
you one.
CD that's in my car right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. The live album I have is just a piece of merch. It's not digitally released or anything.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was on Apple Music and all that. Am I wrong?
It better not be.
Oh, okay, well then, go to his website and buy the
Well,
album.
that's how I've been listening to it.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
go to his website and buy the album because that also supports the artist. And we
Yep,
want to do that.
sure does.
So, all right.
Don't forget to stay tuned for new old music.
I don't know who we have next week, but I know the week.
That's right. Stay tuned for new old music.
Yes. I don't know who we have next week on the podcast, but I know that the week after that we have Austin artist Johnny Gowdy coming.
Nice.
So,
Johnny's cool.
yeah, we'll have a lot of fun with him. Stay tuned for who we get next week, and I guess class dismissed.
Hey, I'll come back next week if you want me to. I got nothing to do.
Double Dave.
Double Dave. we'll,
That's a
Double
pizza
Dave.
place. Double Dave.
we'll have to have pizza next week. All right. Class dismissed.
Is this thing still on?
Yes, it's still on. Keep going.
Is this thing
Zach,
still
I will
on?
cue you when we are done.